Okay, everyone, so you should know how to log in to your teacher materials for STEMScopes at this point, and now I'm going to show you how to do an assignment. So I'm logged in as Jade Henningman. I'm going to click on the STEMScopes app in ClassLink, and it's going to launch it for me. I do want to say we're going to be having in-depth training in how to use STEMScopes. I'm not super familiar with it yet at this point, and I'm going to be sending more information out about that soon. But I did want you to be able to assign an assignment to students and practice using it and practice having students log in. So I'm trying to give you a little bit of information to get started. So when I first log in as Jade, her classes show up. Obviously, at the high school level, we're just using STEMScopes for biology and physical science, and then we're using STEMScopes for kindergarten through 8th grade. So if you're one of those teachers, your homeroom class will show up, or your different hours of students. So I'm going to start by just clicking on her biology class, and it pulls up all the students. You don't want to edit the roster. We want ClassLink to pull all of that in for us and an update for us. If you had an assignment assigned, you would be able to see the assignment and who did it and how they did on it. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about now. So if you come up here to the top, you will go to Scopes. And for Jade specifically, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to find the biology scopes. And I'm just going to say that she's starting by teaching DNA to proteins. So I'm going to click on that. And it pulls up all of this information. And so for you, you have the standards alignment. So I'm going to click on that. And it pulls up the standard alignment. It gives the disciplinary core ideas. You have access to that right there. She can add this to her planner. So I'm just going to say the start date is today. The end date is tomorrow. Probably not, and then add it to my planner. So anything like that. And then I'm going to go up here to the top, and there's my planner as a teacher. And I can see that I'm going to be working on the standards alignment the 24th and 25th. Probably you wouldn't be doing that. Probably you're going to put what assignments you're going to do, but just as an example. And then I'm going to go back to Scopes. In biology. And so we looked at the standards alignment. There's a teacher background. There's a material list. There's answer keys. There's a Scopes presentation. I'm going to click on this presentation. And it actually will create for you a Google slide presentation. And I'm going to click on that just so you see what it does. And it'll have you make a copy. So you actually get to make a copy of it in your Google Drive that you could present. And it has DNA to proteins. It starts off with that. And it's loading here. Give it a minute. So it pulls up this presentation that goes along with the DNA to proteins scope. And it has questions, investigative phenomena. It goes over the graphic organizer. What are the parts of the cell called? What do they do? It just gives you a full presentation of the different things that you're going to be going over in this scope. And it gives you, so you'll see in the notes, like it's really important. Have students work in pairs to identify as many parts of the above cell as possible. So it gives you notes on activities that you can do with the students in this PowerPoint presentation, which is very comprehensive. It's not on every slide, but it's on several of the slides. Sorry, it's taking it a minute to load. It gives you like on this Explore 1 Components of DNA and Wrap Up, it gives you a debrief activity in the notes of the presentation. So great teacher resources. And then, of course, it goes through the 5E model of learning: engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate. I'm just going to go to engage, and I'm going to click on the hook for DNA to proteins that you could start with for students. And the great thing about any of these that you click on, you can print anything. So like if I wanted to print this for students, I would just click the download, and I would be able, it'll pull up a PDF, and I can print this for my students and hand out to them if I want. I can also do an editable Google file so that they can type on it. It tells how much time on each of these. It gives explanations. But you can also click this View Student button. And then it allows you to assign to students. So that's how you, in each one of these, explore, explain, elaborate. If you click that View Student button, then you're able to assign to students. And when I click the Assign to Students button, I am able to select the section that I want to be assigned, and I can select multiple sections, or I can just have one section. I can do individual students, so I can select choose all students, or I can select the ones that I want. And then I can put a start date and end date. I can answer these things. I can put an assignment label like homework, and then add this assignment, and it will show up for your students. I'm going to do it just so I can show you what it does. So it says assignment created, then it takes you back to the page. And also students can make the text bigger. They can make it smaller. They can click this play button, and that brings up a play button next to any instructions so that the instructions can be read to them. And then they can leave notes. They can highlight. They can do a bookmark. That's all the things that students can do. And then I'm going to go back to home. So that's how you assign an assignment. And I'm going to go to Biology 1. And you can see now this has changed, and there's one assignment there. And then I can click on it, that assignment. And it will tell me some just general information. And then it'll tell me how each student did on the assignment. I'm going to go back to section assignments, and I'm going to archive this because I'm sure that Jade doesn't want that necessarily assigned to her students. And so that's just kind of a quick snapshot of some of the things that you could do. I want you to be able to start playing in it and practicing with students, but like I said, we'll have an in-depth training coming up pretty soon, and I'll be sending more information. Thank you.